Chapter 1. Seeker opened his window and took a deep breath of the fresh morning air. Perfect, he thought. I can't wait to get on the roller coaster again today. With both hands cupped under his chin, Seeker dreamily looked out his window. In the distance, he could see the flags at the Carnival of Selfishness waving brightly. Yesterday, like so many other days, Seeker and his friends had spent most of their time at the carnival, thinking only about themselves. Going to a carnival isn't wrong, but going to the Carnival of Selfishness is very wrong. The clowns at the carnival had introduced a new roller coaster yesterday and encouraged the children to ride it as many times as they wanted, and they had handed out huge free samples of candy. The carnival candy was made from the clown's own special secret recipe. It was so delicious that the more the children ate, the more they wanted to eat. At night, even though their stomachs felt terribly sick, all they could think of was going again the next day to the carnival to eat more candy. Remembering the candy made Seeker's mouth water. He licked his lips and closed his eyes for a long time. Suddenly, Seeker's daydream was interrupted by his mother's voice. "Seeker, it's almost time to leave for the king's celebration. Are you ready?" The king's celebration. Oh, no! Seeker had forgotten all about the king's celebration. It was a special day each week of fun and laughter and good food in the grand throne room. The king's minstrels played their instruments and sang new songs for the king. The castle servants served the best meals that anyone had ever tasted, and the kingdom jesters played games and acted out stories. The jesters made the people laugh so hard that tears rolled down their faces and washed away any sadness that might have been hiding in their hearts. But there was one very surprising problem about the celebration. The children didn't like it. The children didn't like it at all. The more time they spent at selfishness, the more restless they became at the celebration, and the more disrespectful and disobedient they became at home. The only thing that really mattered to the children of the kingdom was themselves. Seeker's mother called again. "Are you ready, Seeker?" Seeker sighed. "Well, I guess I can just forget about the candy and the roller coaster for today." He reached in the closet for his celebration clothes and slammed the door. Seeker's mood was dark and quiet as he walked with his mother Contentment and his older sister Moira through the village streets. When they reached the big rock at the base of the straight and narrow path, Seeker couldn't bear it any longer. He stopped and pleaded with Contentment. "Mom, do I have to go to the king's celebration?" Contentment tried to control her surprise. She cleared her throat and said, "Moira, you go on ahead. Your brother and I need to have a little talk." When Moira was well on her way up the path, Contentment turned to her son. "Seeker, you know very well that we go to the king's celebration every week. We've been going every single week for years, ever since the king brought us out of the village of fear into his kingdom. What's the matter with you?" "I want to go to the carnival today," Seeker whined. "It seems to me that you have been spending far too much time at that carnival lately, Seeker." "But, Mom, the king's celebration is boring." Contentment shook her head sadly. "Oh, Seeker, if only you would get to know the king. Then you would love going to his celebration." Contentment sighed a deep sigh and turned back toward the straight and narrow path. "Come on." Seeker and his mother walked up the path. The beautiful white castle with its golden trim sparkled in the sunlight. The royal doorkeeper stood waiting at the great front door to welcome the villagers from Peace and Harmony. He smiled at Seeker and Contentment as they entered the castle and walked down the shining hallway toward the king's grand throne room. At night, Seeker had dreams about that hallway. He dreamed of taking off his shoes and sliding from one end right down to the other end. Sometimes he dreamed that he and the other children slid together, and sometimes he even dreamed of being able to explore the castle. He wondered if there were other shining hallways, and he wondered what was inside the castle towers. Seeker looked up and realized that his mother was far ahead of him, waiting impatiently at the entrance to the grand throne room. As Seeker hurried to catch up, his feet gave just a hint of a slide on the shining hallway floor.